When I ran into my boyfriend, I was serving food on a plate. He, meanwhile, was surrounded by a crowd. "Rob, are you addicted to playing the poor kid these past few months?" The man smiled slightly, grabbing a woman's shoulder and kissing her. "As long as it makes Olivia feel better, what does it matter if I keep pretending for a few more months? Who told Sarah to be so blind? How dare she make our darling Olivia angry? I'll dump that woman in a couple of days and record it for you all to see." Later, someone really did get dumped. But it was him. And he was the one crying uncontrollably. "Sarah, what are you standing around for? Hurry up and serve drinks." The manager's urgent voice snapped me out of my daze. To buy my boyfriend the sneakers he'd wanted for a long time, I'd pulled a lot of strings to get a job as a server on this luxury cruise ship. I never expected that the person who spent $100 million to host this lavish banquet was my boyfriend. Robert wore a black haute couture suit today. His already handsome face looked even more defiant and untamed. He was indifferent to everyone else in the room, tolerating only one woman playing with his short hair. Gotta hand it to the real girlfriend. Olivia can mess with Rob's hair like that, and he doesn't even get mad. That line made both of them happy. Robert casually put his arm around Olivia's shoulder and leaned in for a light kiss. "Olivia is the one I'm going to marry. If I don't let her play, you think I'd let Sarah, that tomboy, do it? I've suffered for several months just to make Olivia happy. Olivia, you really need to make it up to me at this party." My heart jolted. It felt like being pricked by countless needles, a dense, spreading pain. I lowered my head and followed them into serving food on a plate. But tears were already welling up. It took all my strength not to burst into tears right there. Of course. How could that bitch Sarah compare to Olivia? Just the other day, I saw her washing dishes at the restaurant. Heard it was to buy Rob a birthday gift. Cracks me up. "Rob, how did you train her? Can you teach us?" Robert's expression flickered, but he quickly regained his composure. "Stuff bought by some poor loser, I don't care for it. Who knows if it'll make you sick? She gave me a bracelet last time. It looked so cheap, probably wasn't even $20. Watching Robert's disgusted expression, my heart hurt more and more. That bracelet wasn't some $20 cheap thing. I spent over $1,000 on it at a proper store. I still remember how he was when he received the bracelet, hugging and kissing me and praising me. He said, "I love things sweetheart gives me the most. I'll treasure it forever." Turns out, in his eyes, it was just some worthless junk. Robert and I met 5 months ago. He fainted from low blood sugar, and I took him to the hospital. Things just naturally went from there, and we got together. Because he wasn't well and his family wasn't doing well, I spent almost all my money on him. To buy him medicine and things, I took on odd jobs whenever I had time, just hoping Robert could have it a little easier. I never expected him to be the famous young Master Sterling, throwing a birthday party and casually spending $100 million. $100 million. Utterly ridiculous. "What are you still standing around for? Don't get in their way," the supervisor said, starting to lead us out. "No need. Let them stand here and wait." From the moment I came in, Olivia had been staring at me for a long time. But she didn't say anything, just smiled lightly, then hugged Robert and started kissing him. Their public display of affection drew cheers from everyone present. Only my heart felt like it was shattering into dust. Olivia kissed him passionately, not forgetting to question Robert. "Who do you like more, me or that woman Sarah? No lying, okay?" Hearing that, I knew for sure she recognized me. She was asking it deliberately for me to hear. And yet, foolishly, I still wanted to hear his answer from Robert himself. "What are you talking about?" Robert frowned impatiently. "Of course I like you. If it wasn't to make you feel better, would I be crazy enough to date someone like that virus?" The others chimed in. "That bitch Sarah actually dared to compete with Olivia for first place in the exam? She should know what happens when you try to snatch something that doesn't belong to you. I can't wait to see Sarah's face when she finds out the truth. Will that woman plead desperately, crying and begging Rob not to leave her? Ha ha ha, that would be utterly pathetic." Olivia glanced at me provocatively, then leaned on Robert's shoulder and cooed, "Then, you have to record it and show it to me, okay?" Robert nodded vaguely. Okay, my little princess. Who else but you could boss me around like this?" So, even our meeting was part of the plan. Just because I got first place in the exam last time, and Olivia didn't, he could just toy with someone's feelings. Maybe it was because we were all wearing masks, but Robert didn't recognize me until they left. That night, I stared blankly at the wages I'd earned that day. I didn't even know when Robert came back. He hugged me and nuzzled my neck affectionately. "Sweetheart, I missed you so much. I had tutoring all day today." He nuzzled me for a long time, saying a lot of mushy things. Seeing that I was silent, he finally couldn't help but ask, "Sarah, why are you unhappy today?" I really wanted to confront him. "Why did you lie to me? Is playing with other people's feelings fun?" But the words just wouldn't come out. My heart ached so much I almost wondered if what happened during the day was just a dream. I shook my head, bending down as if to pick something up, and slipped out of his embrace. "Nothing, just a bit tired from work today." Robert tried to kiss me again, but I dodged him. He stared at me blankly, then quickly reacted, complaining, "Just because your work wasn't smooth, you can't take it out on me. I had tutoring all day too, and I'm exhausted. Besides, I didn't even want to go, you were the one who insisted I did." Yeah. How could the Sterling family's young master be short of my little bit of pocket change? And I, foolishly, paid for his tutoring. He didn't need it at all. "Oh, you didn't want to go? Fine, then give me the money back." Hearing that, Robert's temper flared. "Sarah, what's with the sudden attitude? It's my birthday today, and you didn't even do anything." No wonder he was looking around as soon as he got home. Was he waiting for his birthday gift from me? The gift I got was too cheap. I guess you wouldn't like it. Stuff given by a poor person like me, he's not afraid of getting sick from it now? I took a deep breath, composing myself. "Robert, is there anything you've been hiding from me? Tell me now, and I might consider forgiving you." The moment the words left my mouth, the man's expression tightened instantly. He was so guilty he didn't dare meet my eyes. Why would you ask something like that? "Sarah, I know you're in a bad mood, but you can't just pick a fight with me." I stared intently into his eyes, stubbornly repeating, "Have you been lying to me about anything?" "No. Of course I haven't lied to you. Sarah, don't you know me?" Robert didn't know that when he was nervous, he liked to tug at his clothes, like he was doing now. I clenched my hands tightly, forcing myself not to expose his hypocritical face right there. "Okay. I'm tired, I'm going to bed." Spending one more second with him, I could just imagine how they had belittled me during the day. "So you just didn't want to give me a birthday gift? I don't want it anymore. If you didn't want to get a gift, you could have just told me. I'm not hard to talk to." Robert took a small box from his pocket and gently placed it in my hand. "Here, I bought this especially for you. Quick, see if you like it." Inside the box was a beautiful diamond ring. It looked expensive. The man's gaze was fixed on my face, anticipating my reaction. But when I saw the diamond ring, there was no ripple of emotion in my heart. Giving me something someone else didn't want, what did he think I was? I had seen this diamond ring earlier today. When Robert showed it to Olivia back then, she was clearly unhappy. "You think you can fool me with this? The style is so outdated. I don't want it. Take it to Sarah. I bet she'll absolutely love it to death." Robert really did listen to her. Whatever Olivia told him to do, he did. These past few months, Robert had barely given me anything. Occasionally, he'd bring me a chocolate or two, or a hair clip. Thinking about it now, they were probably all things Olivia didn't want. Something someone else didn't want? "What do you think I am, a trash can?" I directly pushed away Robert's hand holding the box. This action completely enraged the man. He slammed the box onto the floor. That wasn't enough, so he fiercely stomped on the diamond ring with his foot. The spoiled temper of a rich young master was on full display. "Sarah, I think you're losing your mind. You're perfectly fine, but you're looking for trouble. It's my birthday, and you didn't give me a gift, fine. But I brought you a gift, and you're throwing such a fit." I couldn't help but question, was that thing really meant for me? A flicker of guilt crossed the man's face. "Then, if not for you, who was it for?" As he spoke, there was a knock on the rental apartment door. Not wanting to argue with Robert anymore, I went around him to open the door. Opening the door, I saw Olivia standing there, wearing a beautiful princess dress. "Sarah, what's going on? Why do you look so unhappy? You're here? This student must have the wrong place. I'll take her back." No sooner said than done. Robert lunged forward, grabbing Olivia and trying to leave, while still maintaining his persona of being poor and not really knowing rich girls. Olivia giggled, covering her mouth. "Robert, stop pretending. She was one of the servers today." "What?" Robert's steps froze. He licked his lips, asking me cautiously, You really went?" I laughed, tears welling up. "Weren't you looking forward to a birthday gift? To buy you those sneakers? Do you know I had to plead desperately with someone just to get a job as a server on that luxury cruise ship? You could earn a good amount of money working one of these parties. So, getting a job as a server there also required some connections." "Oh, right, I still have the video of you begging intensely. Want to see it?" Olivia covered her mouth, took a phone from her bag, and held the screen directly towards me and Robert. "David, please. This opportunity is really important to me." In the video, my face was red, and I was begging intensely in front of the camera. Just to get a chance to work on the luxury cruise ship and earn money. I can't believe the girl who always seemed so arrogant and was the top student would beg intensely. How hilarious. "Delete it." Robert immediately deleted the video, lowering his gaze to explain to me, "I'm sorry, I didn't plan any of this." Does it matter? Who arranged it didn't matter anymore. They wanted to humiliate me, and they succeeded. Olivia was just messing around. I hope you won't be angry. Since everything's out in the open, there's no need to continue this. Robert adopted a tone of wanting a clean break and pulled Olivia, about to leave. "Stop." I called out to them. Olivia laughed, shaking uncontrollably. "Sarah, you're not actually going to plead desperately with Robert not to leave you, are you?" Ha ha ha, how pathetic can a person be? Robert frowned tightly. Sarah, this was just a game, you don't need to take it so seriously. You should know I only did this to make Olivia happy. Sarah, frankly, you're just a poor nobody. I'm young Master Sterling. We could never be together, so stop clinging. I spent a lot of money on you these past 5 months. If young Master Sterling isn't short on cash, then give it all back to me. My words cut Robert off, and his arrogant expression cracked slightly. What kind of joke is this? Is this some kind of trick to make me want you? He practically spat these words through clenched teeth. Seeing Robert was upset, Olivia quickly stepped in front of him. She looked at me nervously. Sarah, I advise you not to get carried away. Robert would never like a woman like you, and besides, you chose to spend that money on Robert. That's not even enough for my snacks. You poor losers are really obsessed with money. Someone like you, don't even think about marrying me. Robert sneered dismissively. Not enough for snacks? Then please give me the money now. I don't have any cash on me today. I'll give it to you another time. A hint of anger surfaced on Robert's face. Ignoring my expression, he grabbed Olivia and left. Olivia followed proudly, occasionally turning back to make a face at me. I had forgotten about Robert. To make his act convincing when he was with me, he used a second-hand phone with definitely no more than $100 in it. Well, it's probably for the best. It's all over now. It was only 5 months anyway. I'll just consider it money wasted on a dog. News of my breakup with Robert quickly spread. Almost everyone sent messages mocking me. Sarah, what are you pretending? Did you really not know he was a young master? Or were you pretending to be innocent to climb into a rich family? Didn't expect to be played like a dog, huh? Haha, so funny. What happened to Sarah's usual aloof attitude? Didn't she end up just being a lapdog for a guy? I thought you were something special. But when I was with him, I really didn't know who he was. No one ever told me who this man was. Even Olivia sent me messages mocking me. It was your honor that Robert played with you for a few months. If we hadn't played this game, would you ever have had a chance to date someone rich? Oh, right, Robert took a really long shower when he got home. He said you were filthy, and he wonders if you've infected him with a virus these past few months. I immediately blocked all of them. Feelings can be thrown away, but the money must come back. What else could I have done with the money I spent on Robert? I looked for Robert for several days but couldn't find him. It took about a week to finally corner him by the classroom door. Sarah, didn't I tell you it was just a game? Stop trying to cling to me. Have some dignity. I reached out and demanded the money directly. I never wanted to cling to you. Give me the money, and we're done. Robert lowered his eyebrows impatiently, a nameless anger spreading in his heart. Money, money, money. You poor losers really only know money. Rob, stop wasting your breath on her. I bet Sarah just can't let you go. She's only asking for money as an excuse to talk to you. As one of his lackeys said this, Robert's brows relaxed considerably. He sneered. I knew this was another one of your little tricks. Olivia was right, women like you are insatiable. If you don't want to be involved with me, then give me the money now. I couldn't help but raise my voice, repeating myself. That simple sentence made him and his lackeys burst into laughter. Did we hit a nerve, Sarah? Are you embarrassed? What's the point of pretending? We all know what kind of person you are. Why don't you just plead desperately with Rob now? Maybe Rob will go soft and date you for another couple of days. Ha ha ha, Sarah, why aren't you pleading desperately yet? Hurry up and plead desperately with Rob to get back together. I started to wonder if these people had lost their minds. They must read too many bad romance novels, always expecting someone to beg intensely to get back together. Robert, since you're not short on money, give me the money now. If you give me the money now, I'll leave immediately and never bother you again. Robert's previously playful face instantly turned cold. He asked with a dark expression, Sarah, are you serious? Do you really like money that much? Of course. What, you think I like him more than money? Robert, don't tell me you've fallen for me? Otherwise, why won't you give me the money? Are you insane? I'd have to be sick to like you. Sarah, if I ever liked you, I'd eat my hat. You want the money? Fine, I'll give it to you. Is $500,000 enough? Robert, angered and embarrassed, pulled out a bank card from his pocket and threw it at me. Ignoring everyone's stares, I immediately bent down and picked up the bank card, earning $500,000, in 5 months. No matter how you look at it, I came out ahead. Feelings, if I was deceived about feelings, then so be it. I picked up the card and left without looking back. Behind me, the man angrily kicked over the teacher's desk, cursing under his breath, money-grubbing poor loser. Can't you live without money your whole life? No matter how nasty Robert's curses were, I never looked back at him. The burning gaze on my back didn't disappear until I was gone. Rob, you're not really angry, are you? A woman like that would never settle for just $500,000. She'll definitely come back crying and begging you to get back together. Exactly. Rob, no need to get mad at this woman. Sooner or later, she'll be pleading desperately. Hearing his lackey's words, Robert felt a little better. That's right, Sarah wasn't any different from other women. In the end, she'd definitely regret it and cry. As soon as I got the money from Robert, I immediately moved out of that house and rented a new one. It was too dirty, too disgusting. That house, and Robert himself, were my shame. I quit several part-time jobs and started planning to open my own studio. Over $400,000 should be enough to start a small one. Before, I must have been out of my mind, actually thinking a man could love me. What was love anyway? Having my own money was much more reliable. The rest of the time, I was either attending classes or finding time to work on my studio. My project even caught the attention of a Jessica. We hit it off and decided to collaborate. By the time everything was done, the holidays had started. I just didn't expect to run into the person I least wanted to see while having dinner. Sarah, what kind of spell did you cast on Rob? Olivia rushed over in her high heels, raising her hand to slap me. Are you crazy? I grabbed her hand and gave a gentle push, sending the woman stumbling back against the wall. How dare you lay a hand on me? You bitch, Sarah. Rob has been looking for you nonstop recently. Are you thrilled about it? Why would Robert be looking for me? Could it be he regretted it and didn't even want to give me the $500,000? $500,000? He was so rich, why cling to that small amount of money? Although I felt worried inside, I kept a calm expression on my face. Mimicking Olivia, I covered my mouth and giggled. What's wrong, Olivia? Did your revenge plan backfire? You. Olivia's face turned red with anger. Suddenly, as if remembering something, she smirked. No one can take what's mine, Sarah. Just you wait. After saying that, Olivia slapped herself, then immediately sat on the ground and started crying loudly. Sarah, I admit we started the game with you, but you can't bully me like this. It's okay. As long as you make Robert happy, I'll accept it even if you slap me a few more times. Sarah, please don't be angry anymore, okay? Every mistake is my fault, and none of this has anything to do with Rob. Whatever anger you have, take it out on me. Sarah, what are you doing? Why are you so vicious? It wasn't until Robert stepped forward to help her up, his face full of anger as he accused me, that I realized what this woman was doing. She was completely insane. I ignored her, and she put on a palace drama all by herself? Or maybe she was just too rich. With this much time, she could have worked 2 more jobs. Sarah, you weren't like this before. Now you're hitting people? Apologize to Olivia right now. Seeing Robert acting so self-righteously, I couldn't help but get angry. Apologize for what? Robert, are the security cameras here just for show? If you're really bored, go check the surveillance footage yourself. Olivia's face immediately showed embarrassment. She tightly grabbed Robert's hand. It's okay, Robert. I'm fine. I just don't want to see you sad because of Sarah. Guilt instantly appeared on Robert's face. He lowered his head, not daring to look at Olivia. Olivia, how could I be sad because of that woman? She's just a poor nobody. I wish I could stay far away from her my whole life. As Robert said these words, his eyes kept glancing towards me. When he didn't get the reaction he wanted from my face, he looked disappointed. I lost all feelings for you a long time ago. Once I found out this relationship was just a game, I moved on. Stop flattering yourself, Robert. With that sentence, the man's anger was ignited again. Sarah, what are you pretending? That trick to make me want you gets boring if you use it too much. I would never like a woman like you in my life. Sarah, aren't you coming up? Just then, a young voice called down. Robert stared intently at the boy, asking through clenched teeth, who is this guy? Sarah, who are you trying to hook up with now? What does it have to do with you? The boy had just started college this year. He was the Ryan of the Jessica I was starting the studio with. I had come out today specifically to take him to dinner. You're disgusting. Sarah looks like she just turned 18, and you're already so eager to hook up with him? For a moment, Robert even forgot about Olivia, pointing at my nose and starting to accuse me. As if I were the one who had betrayed our relationship. As more and more onlookers gathered, I said solemnly, just because you're dirty, doesn't mean everything else is. What my relationship with him is none of your business. Robert was instantly choked, left gaping, not knowing what to say for a moment. Robert can't eat because of you, Sarah. How can you be looking for someone else behind his back? Olivia shed a tear and continued her manipulative act. I was already willing to give you Robert. Why do you still make him angry? Robert shook his head. Olivia, you don't need to explain anything to this fickle woman. Those two were absolutely crazy. Not wanting to get into it further, I grabbed Ryan and went straight upstairs. Robert, his eyes red, stood rooted to the spot and threatened, don't go. Sarah, I forbid you to go. Do you hear me or not? Hearing that, I picked up my pace. Robert didn't follow. The 3 of us quietly finished our meal. I figured things with Robert would just end like that. But the next day, I was proven wrong. Our studio was deliberately targeted and harassed. Jessica investigated and found out it was Robert. Right. Besides him, who else would do something so petty? There was nothing else I could do, so I went to find Robert as I had decided. I knew you'd come looking for me. Sarah, aren't you so capable? I tried to talk to him about the studio, but Robert insisted on taking me somewhere. There was nothing I could do but be patient and go with him. After about an hour's drive, we finally arrived at the place Robert had mentioned. It was a small villa with roses planted all around the entrance, next to a small lake. It was the home of my dreams. Sarah, I remember you saying this was the house you wanted most. With water and trees, and your favorite red roses planted by the entrance. And the minimalist off-white design inside the house? It's all designed just the way you like it. What do you think? Pushing open the door revealed a minimalist off-white design. I touched the furniture, my mood complex. Once when I was sick, and Robert was there with me, blaming himself, I couldn't help but confide in him. Back then, my biggest dream was to live in a house like this with Robert, living happily ever after. Unfortunately, it was all fake. I don't like it. Robert, if you brought me here just to show me this house, then there's nothing more to say between us. Hearing that, Robert immediately got anxious. He grabbed my hand and pinned me against the wall. Sarah, you don't like it anymore? How could you possibly not like it anymore? You're lying. This house was decorated exactly to your taste, you can't not like it. After saying that, Robert leaned in and kissed me aggressively. I turned my head, avoiding his kiss. The man restrained me again, stubbornly biting my lip. This is the price for hurting me, got it, Sarah? Get help, okay? You're sick. I pushed Robert away directly. The man didn't get angry, instead he laughed. Sarah, you weren't like this before. You used to like me the most, you'd spend 90 cents out of every dollar you had on me. Why are you so cold to me now? Is it because of that bitch? Did that pathetic guy from the other day say something? Is that why you've changed, Sarah? Robert looked pained and sad. Anyone who didn't know would think I had done something terrible to him. I crossed my arms and put some distance between us. Stop rambling. I'm here today about the studio. What do you want so you'll back off? Robert suddenly looked up, his lips curving into a smile, his eyes showing a hint of madness. Sarah, you'll live here from now on and stay with me. I promise your studio won't have any problems, and it'll run smoothly. I suppressed my anger. Is that a threat? Robert nodded calmly, not feeling there was anything wrong with what he was doing. Yeah, it's a threat. What about it? If you don't agree. His tone changed. Robert showed a knowing smile. What happens to your studio next? I can't say for sure. I was so angry I couldn't speak for a long time. But Robert seemed to think I had given in. He stepped forward, wanting to touch my hair, but I dodged him again. I took the chance and kicked Robert in the back of the knee. Do you really think you're some kind of bad romance novel hero? You think you can threaten me with this? I did want to save the studio with minimal loss, but that didn't mean I would sell myself. Didn't Robert just mean he wanted to keep me here as a mistress, playing with me when he was happy, and discarding me when he wasn't? I have my pride. I'm not a numb, emotionless puppet. It's just a studio. If I can't solve it myself, I can just give it up. No one is going to make me sell myself out. Those 5 months with Robert were already the biggest humiliation of my life. I would absolutely not add another humiliation to my life. Robert, I don't care what you're planning. Whether you've had a change of heart or you're still acting, I won't compromise myself one bit more. Shouting it out made me feel a lot better. Robert, meanwhile, sank to his knees in pain, his eyes red. I was acting? You see me like that. Robert closed his eyes in pain. Sarah, is that the kind of person you think I am? I sneered. Aren't you? You can treat a relationship as a joke just to help someone else get even. You can lie and betray people's feelings however you want. I scoffed lightly, tearing away his last shred of pretense. Robert, you're already so rotten, what do you think you are? I'm not like that. Robert shuffled forward a little on his knees, looking helpless and pathetic. I admit I shouldn't have messed with you. But later, when I saw you take the money and leave, I was really sad. Actually, back then, I thought if you just tried to get me back, I'd get back together with you right away. Olivia meant nothing. I think I really fell in love with you. Robert was so caught up in his heartfelt confession, he didn't notice a shadow at the door twitching. I shook my head. You're just sore. Robert, you wanted to see me pleading desperately on my knees for you to get back together. You didn't get what you wanted, so you're sore. That's not love. Even if Robert really had fallen in love with me. So what? A prodigal son returns, and I'm supposed to go back to him? This relationship left me covered in wounds, and I've had enough. I never want to continue it in this life. Sarah, that day, seeing that pathetic guy, did you know my heart was about to break? All I could think about was that you didn't want me anymore. Sarah, why didn't you want me anymore? Robert just started crying. He knelt on the ground, crying without any regard for his image, throwing a tantrum like a child. I was wrong, okay? Are you angry because of what I said on the luxury cruise ship? Then, can I apologize to you now? Sarah, I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. He was crying so sadly, so pitifully. but my heart had long since turned to stone. Robert acting like this only made me loathe him more. Robert, you don't need to put on this act. A breakup is a breakup. Robert, you chose her like this? As the atmosphere froze, someone walked in through the door. Olivia's cold gaze swept back and forth between me and Robert. After about half a minute, she laughed. I just told you to get even for me, I didn't tell you to actually fall in love with her. Robert, I even put on a manipulative act for you. Now you're telling me you've fallen for Sarah? What about me? Olivia was trembling all over. She didn't seem mentally stable. Robert didn't spare her a single glance. If you hadn't shown up that day, I wouldn't have had to break up with Sarah. We could have kept living our quiet life together. Olivia, can you stop causing trouble? I'm causing trouble. The woman's voice rose sharply. She pulled a small knife from her bag and pointed it at me maniacally. If this woman dies, Robert, can you stay with me? You were supposed to teach this bitch a lesson for me. Why did you turn a fake act into something real? Olivia's knife then pointed at Robert on the ground. Robert also saw that the woman wasn't right. As he got up from the ground, he started to speak. Olivia, you're a good girl, you don't need to do this. Just pretend I wronged you. I've figured out what love is these past few days. Haha. Olivia laughed maniacally. Robert must be insane. He saw Olivia was losing it, and he just kept making things worse. Did he want me dead or him dead? I didn't even dare to breathe loudly, signaling him with my eyes to stop talking. Robert seemed to have his brains blown out. He continued, if you're going to kill us, Sarah and I can be a couple in the afterlife. Who the hell wants to be a couple in the afterlife with you? Along with my curse, Olivia couldn't control herself either and screamed, rushing towards Robert with the knife. As blood flowed, Robert fell to the ground. Olivia dropped the knife, covered her mouth, and started giggling. A couple in the afterlife? Fine, I'll make it happen for you both. After saying that, she lunged at me. Olivia and I ended up wrestling on the ground like that. Just as I was about to be choked, Robert's bodyguards finally sensed something was wrong and rushed in to restrain Olivia. They also called 911 for Robert. It turned out Olivia had a history of mental illness. It hadn't flared up for years, so her parents thought she was completely better and stopped treatment. It wasn't until Robert's strange behavior recently that it deeply agitated Olivia, successfully igniting the fuse. Because Olivia stabbed Robert, the Davis family and the Sterling family broke ties directly. Their two companies became rivals. Olivia was sent abroad. She probably wouldn't be coming back in this lifetime. Robert survived after being rushed to the hospital, but he couldn't do strenuous exercise anymore. This time, he really did become someone with poor health. His parents wanted to take their anger out on me, but Robert talked them out of it. The cost was that Robert had to focus on recovering and couldn't do whatever he wanted anymore. But this had nothing to do with me in the first place. I was the victim. Without Robert's interference, my studio did better and better, eventually developing into a company. The next time I saw Robert was 3 years later. I was no longer the young girl I used to be. When I was out, people called me Ms. Green. I didn't expect that when discussing a collaboration, the client would be Robert. He was no longer defiant and untamed like before. Instead, he sat across from me gently. Sarah, seeing how capable you are, I'm really happy for you. In a way, I have your $500,000, $500,000, to thank. If it hadn't been for his $500,000, as startup funds back then, I wouldn't be where I am today. Robert gave an awkward smile, his hand constantly rubbing his cup. Sarah, you're still mad at me, aren't you? Sarah, you were my motivation during my physical therapy, did you know that? I touched my nose. Robert, stop saying such cheesy things. If we can talk about the collaboration, we talk. If not, then let's just drop it. If it weren't for the money involved, I wouldn't even be here today. Robert sighed. Is there any chance for us to get back together? I truly know I was wrong. I thought about you day and night for the past 3 years. Sometimes I couldn't sleep thinking about you. The 5 months we were together were actually the happiest days of my life. I shook my head. It's too late, much too late. Back then, I also thought just liking someone was enough to go a long way. But later I realized, it was all just a joke. Time can fade the pain, but it can't erase the scars on my heart. A relationship of just 5 months. And I cried for a week, even thinking about leaving this painful city. Why should I forgive him just because he said sorry? In the end, the collaboration didn't work out. It wasn't that Robert disagreed, but that I didn't want to have any contact with him anymore. Later, Robert would find opportunities to see me, but I never met with him. After a while, he understood. He simply stopped looking for me, occasionally just sitting in the coffee shop near the office for an afternoon. It wasn't until I got married later. He stood below the stage, his eyes red, watching the whole ceremony, and finally left with a sense of loss. From then on, we had no more contact.